Let's talk about something really important today, a health condition that affects millions and millions of people. But here's the crazy part, most of them have no clue they're at risk. We're talking about high blood pressure, also known as hypertension. It's this silent threat that can go completely unnoticed for years, until it causes some really serious problems.
And the scale of this is just wow. Get this, about 1 in 3 adults in the US who have high blood pressure don't even know it. Think about that for a second. In any group of 3 people you know, there's a good chance one of them is walking around with this condition completely in the dark.
And here's the reason why. It's the most critical thing to understand. High blood pressure almost never has any warning signs. You just don't feel it. There are no alarms going off. And that's exactly what makes it so dangerous, and why it's earned that chilling nickname, the silent killer.
So, let's break this down. What exactly is this silent killer? What's actually happening inside your body when you have high blood pressure?
Okay, here's a simple way to think about it. Your arteries are like a system of pipes, and your blood is the water flowing through them. Well, hypertension just means the pressure inside those pipes is cranked up way too high, all the time. And you can imagine that constant extra force starts to damage the pipes themselves, and that leads to big trouble down the line.
So, to really get a handle on this, you've got to understand how we measure it. It all comes down to 2 numbers, just 2 numbers, that tell the whole story of what's happening inside your body with every single heartbeat.
You know when you get a blood pressure reading and they say something like 120/80? Well, you're looking at 2 different moments. That top number, the systolic, that's the pressure when your heart is actually beating, the big push. And the bottom number, the diastolic, that's the pressure when your heart relaxes and refills between beats. Both of them are super important clues to your heart's health.
So these numbers get broken down into different categories. Normal is what you're shooting for, less than 120/80, but that elevated category, that's a huge warning sign. Now here's what's really important to notice for stage 1 and 2. See how it says OR? That means only one of the numbers has to be high. A high top number or a high bottom number is enough to put you in that category. And that one at the top, hypertensive crisis, that's a medical emergency.
But, and this is really important, please don't panic over one high reading. A single spike can be from anything. Stress, a big cup of coffee, even just rushing to your appointment. That's why doctors always look for a pattern. A real diagnosis is usually only made after they see high readings at 2 or more different appointments.
So now we understand what the numbers mean, but let's talk about why they matter so much. Why is it so incredibly dangerous to have that sustained high pressure in your arteries?
Well, the long-term damage is severe. That relentless pressure hardens arteries. It forces your heart to work way overtime, and it damages very delicate organs. It's a leading cause of both heart attack and stroke. But it doesn't stop there. It can lead to heart failure, to kidney disease, to vision loss, and even to a form of dementia. So yeah, ignoring it is just not an option.
Okay, I know, that was a really heavy list. But here's the most important thing I want you to take away from all of this. High blood pressure is a controllable condition. You absolutely have the power to manage it, to reduce your risk, and to protect your health.
So let's shift gears and focus on exactly that. What are the concrete, actual steps you can take to manage this and even prevent it?
All the experts agree on this one. The foundation of blood pressure control is all about your lifestyle. This means things like eating a heart-healthy diet, getting regular physical activity. The goal is about 150 minutes a week, and maintaining a healthy weight. And of course, the big ones, quitting smoking, limiting alcohol, managing your stress, and just getting enough sleep all play a huge role.
Let's just zoom in on diet for a second, because it is a total game changer. The #1 culprit is sodium. Health organizations say you should aim for less than 2,300 milligrams a day. That's about 1 teaspoon of salt. The hard part is it's hidden in everything. Salty snacks, fast food, processed stuff. So it's about being aware of that and also cutting back on saturated fats and all those sugary drinks.
Of course, for some of us, lifestyle changes alone aren't going to be enough to get the numbers down into that healthy range. And you know what? That is perfectly okay. Medication is an incredibly safe and effective tool that works right alongside those healthy habits to protect your body from all those long-term dangers.
So it all boils down to this. Everything begins with awareness. Whether it's through diet or exercise or medication, you can't manage what you don't measure. Taking control starts and ends with knowing your numbers. Regular monitoring is everything.
And that brings us to our final and maybe our most important question. It's a simple one.
but it could set you on a path to a much healthier life. When was the last time you checked yours?